how to use various clubs from different distances, using the same swing and letting the loft of the club do the work for you. I have a sand wedge here. I'm about 40 feet away from the green. I've got about 18 foot of green to work with. Using a putting stroke, letting the loft of the club do all the work for you. Now we'll move up about 5 or 6 feet and we'll use a 9-iron. Again, using the same swing now, your putting stroke. Let the loft do all the work for you. Then we'll move up about 20 feet away from the green and we'll go to an 8-iron. Reason we want to go to an 8-iron is because it has less loft. The ball will come out lower and run. Then as you get a little closer, you can go down to the 6-iron. Again, the ball will come out lower and run a little more. One of my favorites is when I get around the green 3 or 4 feet away, I like to use a very low lofted club, a 4-iron. Just using the little putting stroke, it'll clear the fringe and run to the hole. There we go. Same swing with 5 different clubs. Are you guilty of doing that? Moving that head way before the club ever gets to the ball? Well, we're all guilty of it sometimes. Well, I'll tell you what you have to do. If you keep missing these greens and you're having a difficult time getting the ball up and down, you could be looking up on this ball. Let me see if I can help you with this. First of all, what you have to pick is the right club for that particular shot. Pick out a spot on that green. Very important that you land the ball on that spot. When you approach the ball and you're looking up to check for distance, the last thing that you look at before the head comes back is that spot. Now, what's very important is to keep your head down. Never look up and listen for the ball to land on the green. It's not very difficult. The only 2 things that you have to do, keep that head down and aim at that spot. I hate this shot. I don't even want to show it to you. Flown the green. I've got a very severe slope here, chipping onto a very, very hard green. Are you having a little problem with this shot, landing it too far short? Well, chances are that you're using your old stroke, hands in front of the club, taking loft off the club, and ball's hitting on the green and running too far. What you have to do here, when you approach the ball, open up the blade and break your hands immediately away from the ball. As you're coming back down into the stroke, stop the left hand at the ball, almost like there is a wall there. This enables your right hand to break underneath and it adds loft to the club. Let me demonstrate for you. Not bad for a guy that hates this shot. All you have to do is break, stop the left hand. You're gonna get that ball a lot closer in the future. And we got ourselves a tough one right here. We've got us a downhill lie. We've got a bunker to negotiate with here. We've got a close cut flag. And we got us a little bass pond over there. Well, it's not that difficult of a shot. If you're dumping this ball in this bunker, chances are that you're breaking a little too much. When you're going to execute this shot, you're hitting behind it and you're dumping in the bunker. There is an easy way to play this shot, and it's very simple. Open up the club face, play the ball in the middle of your stance, but the most important part is to keep the butt of the club and the forearm in a straight line all the way through the shot. I broke a little bit on the way back, but I held on through the swing. And then you walk up on lies like this. This is when I wished I was 6'5". It's not that difficult of a shot. What I do is I take an 8-iron. I open up the blade wide open. The reason is because I don't want the grass to catch on the heel and bring it over. I make sure that I keep the butt of the club and the forearm, again, in one line. I aim a little to the right of target. Get in, ball. Get in. Both shots are played approximately the same way. Don't be afraid of it. You can do it. One of the things that bothers me probably more than anything is when I see an average player walk into a bunker with a 7-iron in his hand. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a 7-iron in your hand, but you have to have perfect conditions for a 7-iron. One, the bunker has to be very smooth and the ball setting on top of it. Two, you have to have a very low lip on the bunker. Three, you have to have a lot of green to work with. Now, you're probably sitting in your living room and you're looking at Ole and saying, hey, that's what I use as a 7-iron, but I don't have any success with it. Problem probably is that you're using too much hand action and you're either hitting the ball fat or you're blading it into the lip. Now, the correct way to do this is to actually use not only your putting grip, but also get closer to the ball and use your putting stroke. Now, remember, the most important thing in this swing is that your body is perfectly still. And the great thing about it is you don't have to go to a bunker to practice it. You can do it right in your living room.